We told you last night about James Buffalo Jim Barrier's life, from being a local businessman who owned an auto shop and wrestling school on Industrial Road to his feud with his landlord, Rick Rizzolo, who owned the Crazy Horse 2 strip club. But it's Barrier's death in 2008 that still has so many people asking questions.
It was the coroner's office that ruled it an accidental drug overdose, but his family feels that his death is highly suspicious. In part 2 of this special report, I'm taking a look into Barrier's death and the investigation that followed.
He didn't deserve to lose his life like this. He lost his life and he deserves justice.
All of us who knew Buffalo knew he would never kill himself on that day.
James Barrier was in a public feud with Crazy Horse 2 strip club owner Rick Rizzolo. Following an FBI raid, Rizzolo pled guilty to tax evasion charges. Jennifer Barrier says despite the sentencing, concerns for her father's life never went away.
He said he was concerned for his safety. He said Rick went to prison, and when he gets out, it's going to be a war.
On April 4th, 2008, Rizzolo was released from federal custody. That same day, Barrier told friends and family that he received a death threat.
He felt that whoever wrote that letter cared for him and was trying to forewarn him.
And I said, what do you think could happen to you? And he said, if anything happens to me, it would be done through a stratagem. It would be made to look like I died of a drug overdose in a hotel with women.
A day later, Barrier left his home to meet up with a friend. That was the last time he talked with his family. The woman he was with, who's been identified as Lisa, never called paramedics. On April 6, Barrier's body was found by a maid inside a room at the Motel 6 off of Boulder Highway. According to officers, a white powder substance was found on his shirt.
You look at the full scene, I've looked at all the photos. It looks like a setup.
Surveillance video from that night at Motel 6 shows he was in good spirits while checking in, but the autopsy revealed Barrier died shortly after. The woman he was with initially told officers that she left the room when Barrier went to the bathroom, but later said she left the room after he had a seizure.
If he was convulsing and Lisa is telling the truth, it wouldn't look like that.
According to the Clark County coroner, Barrier died of a heart muscle disease due to cocaine in his body. We asked former Clark County coroner Michael Murphy about those results. He says he stands by the report. Former FBI agent Robert Clymer, who is the founder of Sin City Private Investigators, agrees with his family that the case should be reopened.
There's more there, yeah. If the Bureau could get involved, that'd be awesome. If somebody knows some information, I think the FBI would be interested in learning that information.
Because if this was just my dad died of a cocaine overdose, they would sit me down and show me the proof.
Jennifer says federal investigators believe it is suspicious. News 3 reached out to the FBI's Las Vegas office for comment on the investigation, but a spokesperson told us Jennifer Barrier cannot communicate with the press. At this time, we declined to comment about this case. However, Jennifer says the FBI has never told her that.
An FBI agent I was working with last year that recently retired had said that if this case opens, it would open a can of worms. And I said, is that a good thing? He said, yes, it would keep us busy. I said, what's the holdup? Metro. They need to open the case so we can work with them.
Jennifer says Metro told her that they would look into the case again if new evidence is presented, but she wants Metro to look at the evidence that's already been collected into her father's death.
Looking at new evidence now is not going to matter. Let's go back to the real details here and let's evaluate that first. Let's go to the ABCs, not the X, Y, and Zs.
She says she just wants to know what happened 17 years ago and get the closure her family needs.
Answer my question, why won't you investigate this? So I can close that chapter.
A lot of us were around in 2008. We were concerned for his safety. He was having a very public feud with Rick Rizzolo, the owner of that strip club.
Yeah, what a determined daughter. Do we know, Dana, if the family's ever tried to get the body exhumed?
They actually have. They asked Metro to do just that, but so far that has not happened. But if there are any developments in this case, we will continue to follow them on air and online at news3lv.com. And by the way, if you missed Kristen's first part that aired last night, you can watch that one and this one on our YouTube page.
Yeah, fascinating story, and you could just feel the passion from that daughter. You hope that she gets the answers that she needs.